Welcome to Civic Entertainment Gossip Television. I'm your host, Elizabeth Anukua, and today I have with you the candidates for Imo State Governor, Mr. LINUS OKORIE. Welcome, sir.
Great to be here.
Nice to have you. So I have a couple of questions for you, and being that our independence is tomorrow, this is an honor. Thank you again. So you're running for the governorship of Imo State.
Absolutely.
And I understand that the term is for 4 years.
Yes, please.
So where do you see Imo State going in 4 years?
When I'm governor, by the grace of God, Imo State in 4 years would begin to look like a world-class state filled with endless possibilities and development. So you're talking about making sure that infrastructure is heavily invested in. So there will be a lot of road infrastructure, there will be a lot of power infrastructure, there will be a lot of tourism infrastructure. Whatever that can make Imo work, my government will invest in that. In education, you will see an Imo where public schools are given top priorities in the context of development. So you see people moving their children in 4 years from the public school from the private schools to the public schools, because the public schools now are having interesting infrastructure, boarding systems that are working, modern technology systems within school, computer, laptops, whatever I can imagine. Their labs are top notch because of the kind of policy that we'll be creating. So those who are from poor homes can go to school now for free in public schools that are working, right? The teachers would have been retrained over time, that they are research-minded, quality teachers, with their salaries upped such a way that they can enjoy the principle of teaching, right? Yeah. Then you're talking about a state where we must have dealt with issues of unemployment in a very powerful way, because the truth of the matter is that we are investing in modern skills, development as a governor. The young people will learn modern skills that are obtainable in manufacturing, in technology, in major institutions that are working in the world today. Those kinds of skills, apps development, technology, that is key. Now imagine the possibilities of having a high technology hub systems around Imo State in 4 years. You know what I mean? Imagine, young people having access to finance, to be able to set up their businesses. Imagine young people who are in diaspora, who have great ideas, who want to move back home. There's a commission that is already in place for them, helping them to transit from staying in diaspora to coming back home. So if they have big ideas, you have a government that can help them have a smooth transition. At the end of the day, if they want to set up businesses, you have a government that can help them through the process. If they want partners, you have government that can recommend partners for them, because at the end of the day, you want a populace that is highly grounded in terms of each person have a skill for living wage. You know what I mean? So what you want to see is an Imo State that is highly invested in the context of jobs. There will be a lot of jobs in Imo, because that's what we'll create. We'll create the environment for companies to come from all over the world and set up shops, investment shops, small companies, big companies. And at the end of the day, young people will have a place to apply for jobs in.
Very good.
So that's the kind of atmosphere that you like to see in Imo, a state where everything is working. In healthcare, you see medical tourism thriving in Imo. Imagine, instead of people going to India, people are coming to Imo, or Spain, or other countries. They are coming to Imo State, precisely. So an Imo where governance has now become excellent in all ramification, transparency in governance, reform civil service, you know what I mean? A government system that the integrity metrics are very high. Do you know what I mean? Standards. People who look at a government structure, they want to come to do business in Imo because it's clean. So these are the kind of things we're talking about, and everybody is saying, whoa, we are proud of Imo. That is the kind of thing we're talking about.
Very nice. So I just wanted to ask you if you can send a message to our youth, because I'm sure there's been other candidates from the past that have, made promises, but empty promises. So what message do you have for the Imo State youth to take this election seriously, to bring them out?
First of all, I'd like to say, anybody watching this video, wherever you are in the world, first thing first is be excited, because some good news is coming to happen in Imo State. I have had a career since I was 19 years old. My job has been to groom leadership capital for a great state, country, and Africa. I've experienced poverty as well as a young person who, my mother had 9 of us, and my father died when I was in just 3. So it was difficult, pulling through very difficult, challenges. So you can see where I'm coming from. That despite of the challenges that I went through, that by the grace of God, I pulled through. Now, having been exposed to global best practices around the world and having been groomed and prepared for leadership, the best thing I'd like to leave is a legacy. So when I tell you, when LINUS OKORIE tells you that I'll get this thing done, I want you to know the values a leader has is what you should look out for when you want to vote for anybody. I want you to look at me and see me as part of you, that together can we create an Imo State that is going to work, because you have someone like me who's 44 years old that is passionate about making a difference in Imo, and by the special grace of God, when I tell you something, you can go to sleep about it, because I have a stake, I have a name to protect, I have a lot of mentees all over the world that I've invested in who are looking up to me. I've set the standards very high, and it will be difficult for me to now become governor and change. Rather, I would like to create a world-class Imo filled with endless possibilities, so that by the time I'm gone from office, my name can be a source of inspiration. My legacy can be something that will inspire other young people, especially those that have been groomed under me, to aspire to become the best way that they can ever see. And then people can even beg me to run for president, because there'll be a reference point. So that is what is driving me. I'm driven because I'm tired of the poverty situation of young people. We can't be a state that is blessed with human resources, blessed with material resources, and yet our people are suffering. There comes a time in a man's life as a young person where you just got to be tired of doing things same old way and still having the same result. Every time politics is around the corner, young people position themselves, a lot of them position themselves to find what they can get into their pockets. This time around, tell yourself, I want to find someone who have capacity, who have competencies, who have integrity, that you can back. Be selfless for once, so that you can help save a generation. You can help save a posterity, that every one of us have been tired of the kind of poverty that has been placed on generations yet unborn. Enough is enough. So be that change agent to bring change to Imo. And that's why you must line up behind me.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, can you please tell the audience what party you're running for?
Interestingly, I'm running on a party called Young Progressive Party, YPP. The Young Progressive Party, YPP, as I'm talking to you right now, has one of the smartest presidential candidates you can ever imagine, Professor Kingsley Mogalo, and then myself, who is governorship candidate for Imo State. The party, as I'm talking to you today, is a grassroots party. The party is a disciplined party. It's a party. We just finished our primaries. Guess what? We had option A for everybody lined up to vote whosoever they wanted to vote. There was no money politics within the system. So PDP, APC, they have become parties that over time, people are tired of them. They are tired of them because they have not brought any results to the people of Imo State. That's why people are looking for personalities, and they're looking for elsewhere. And if you look at the history of Imo State, you know that some of the big names don't even win elections, precisely. And that's why we are coming on in very strong, where they're in the grassroots, visit the people. So the people are supporting me, even across the PDP, APC structures you can never imagine. There are people out there in all the other parties who are supporting us. What they are looking for is a candidate that has the capacity to make a difference. And the advantage I have is that I come from a party that is a disciplined party that has members of the party that are groomed and trained over time. You know what I mean? So Imo State people are going to experience something very positive, with our party.
So how do you plan to achieve all your plans through this party?
Yeah, so I like to focus purely on my core areas. Specifically, I'm going to be very huge on infrastructure. I've said that before. Under infrastructure, I'm going to be dealing with tourism infrastructure. I'm going to be dealing with power infrastructure, because when you have power working, especially now that we're not majorly a lot in the national grid, basically. So we have to have innovative ways of using the power infrastructure we have in Ohaji Egbema. There's a lot of gas over there. So there will be a lot of sustainable energy investment, PPP, that will happen in Imo State, precisely. And I can tell you that will be the game changer. Besides, I'm already talking with General Electric, some of their top guys in Nigeria and Africa, on how we can generate that and make that work. And I tell you the truth, it will work in Imo. The security infrastructure, of course, is something that I'm going to be able to deal with very powerfully, so that when people come from all over the world, to Imo, they can come to a place that is safe. And I would not want to share some of the details of, but you can rest assured that that is going to work, in Imo precisely. And then I'd like to, also say the next thing is education. Currently, the governor of Imo State is investing hugely in free education. But I can tell you, most of the investment in education in Imo State precisely, is that the teachers, most of the time are not trained. You can't run a system where teachers are not trained. The curriculum is faulty. Do you get what I mean? So you have so many people going through school, but it's not quality. So the difference I bring to the table is that from high school to first year to final year in high school is free education. But guess what? We'll invest in public schools, okay? So there will be huge investment in public schools. Infrastructure in public schools will be very high. And, by the time you know what's happening, training of teachers and ensuring that quality is thrown out, to the public. And then we will run functional education. Functional education. So we're going to have, school of fashion, all of those kinds of things, sports schools, all of those schools that are necessary to bring about growth, technical education and things like that. You have a lot of them in Imo under my administration.
Thank you so much, sir. You heard the words of the man. Please be a change agent, and the change starts with you. So please do go out and vote. LINUS OKORIE for Governor of Imo State. Thank you so much for your time.
It's kind of like a little sister.